otherwise. So we're going to use her language because I subscribe to her newsletter, and there's a lot in there that's very on point that I thought would refresh you. So what do we want to do first? What we want to do first is we want to begin with our opening prayer. And of course, Ronnie. We're going to do Ronnie. Opening prayer. If a small number of people gather lovingly together with absolute purity and sanctity, with their hearts free of the world, experiencing the emotions of the kingdom and the powerful magnetic forces of the divine, and being at one in their happy fellowship, this gathering, will exert its influence over all of the earth. The nature of this band of people, the words we speak, the deeds we do, will unleash the bestowals of heaven and provide a foretaste of eternal bliss. So to just get settled, we want to do our deep breathing just to get ourselves connected. I'm asking you again out there, please have your cell phones on mute or off, so that you can be still, that you can have this time with all of us. Place your dominant hand on your heart chakra. And we're going to take those deep breaths, bringing in again the divine light, the gold light through our crown chakra, all the way through our four centers. And when we exhale, we're going to exhale from our toe all the way up, sending out toxins and stress and concerns. Anything that you walked in with, we want to leave it out there. And if breathing it out here and exhaling it, we want to give the Spirit the opportunity to extinguish it for you. Okay? So the first deep breath, in through the nose, and then out. In through the nose, bring in that golden light. And lastly, toxins, shadows, suffering, stress, noise. Let's send it away from us. And now place your other hand on your solar plexus. Spirit, flow through us and touch our hearts. Guide us along the path to our fulfillment. Spirit, flow through us and touch our hearts. Guide us along the path to our fulfillment. So thank you. So we'll play this beautiful song from Ronnie.
You know how I...
It started from scratch.
This song is called Feeling Good. The words and the music are by Anthony Newley and Leslie Bricusse. Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life. whole world is a new world and a bold world for me. Stars, when you shine, you know how I feel. Scent of the pine, you know how I feel. Freedom is mine, I know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me. And I'm feeling good, feeling good, feeling good.
Thank you, Ronnie.
Feeling good.
We'll see you soon. All right, back to the business of our day. Feeling good. You can never be a victim of your DNA. Neither can you be a victim of fate. You can only be a victim of your attitude. Richard Rudd. We go on again, because these are the whys. These are the whys of taking on your spiritual development. So we're just going to revisit it. This is from the Colburn Bible. We went through this last week, but I'm going to repeat it. The apathetic man or woman becomes deluded under the influence of his or her own ideas and imagination. She or he readily accepts teachings requiring no thought, no effort. Such an outlook is not only degrading, but it condemns that man, that woman, to disinheritance. Book of Lucius, the Colburn Bible. So, what's our personal orientation? What do we have to deal with as we're working through spiritual development? Because it's not like, again, we're dual. There is a physical plane that we're dealing with. There is a spiritual plane. The intention for spirit is that you have access to that portal, which is really only this intention. It's only your attitude to move from, be with your spiritual being, manifesting from within to without, to your physical body. Again, the lesson is from within to without. Not having your physical life, which includes your emotional and your mental capacities, guide you, but your spiritual being guiding you, and you having a place, giving an opportunity to listen to it. So where do we begin? Well, just like I said, you get on a diet, you want to know where you begin, you get on the scale. That's usually where you begin. Good news, bad news, right? So, here's the news. A goal of spiritual development is that you have spiritual stamina. Spiritual stamina. So when a problem occurs, there's a lack in your life, there's a situation or issue in your life, you don't react where you're normally coming from and where humans usually come from when they're standing in the physical plane, reacting from fear. No, you can react instead of out of emotion, out of wisdom. You've acquired something, you've developed it. Just like you can now do your plank for longer than 10 seconds, you can actually move into a minute. You can move that muscle because you've developed that muscle. So what's that going to take? Well, the intention for today is creating a regimen. We're going to call it a regimen because we'll just follow this metaphor, right? Well, creating a regimen to reliably activate your God consciousness, where you can reliably activate your God consciousness. That means not living your life every waking moment, eyeballs in. Remember my little eyeballs in, eyeballs in. The most important thing in your day is the, clean out the navel routine that we sometimes do? Eyeballs in? No. First of all, what we have to do is we have to cut out the noise. You've got to give an opportunity to cut out the noise. You can't hear the other if you're immersed in the noise that's coming from external circumstances. You've got to find a way, a place, a time that will work. Maybe in your household you have to wake up at 4 for half an hour to hear, to be with. Maybe you wait till the kids go to school. But inside your personal orientation of how your life runs, create that opportunity so that you can go into the stillness and you can begin to individuate yourself, your beingness. It's going to take something. It's going to take something for you to know who you are as this spiritual being, leaving behind roles, beginning to seed your life in the image of what you want to be doing. No past assumptions. The peak focus is to imprint intentions. That's the opportunity inside of meditation. And ladies and gentlemen, meditation is not hard to do because there's nothing for you to do except sit still, shut up, and listen. And inside that listening, whether it's 10 minutes or the half an hour, you can begin to see or feel the spark of that maverick spirit. That maverick spirit. You'll begin to sense what your unique qualities are. And only in that place, given time and practice, can you begin to integrate all of your quirks, all your sensitivities. You can begin to find your unique rhythm. So that how you be with meditation and spirit inside meditation is distinct, unique. It's your imprint. And it'll be something you can move into. It'll be a flow to it. What we've got to do is, each of us, is we begin to create our why again. We go back to that why again. When you were 4, you were 4. And pretty much people thought you were precious and everything you said was precious and nobody was judging you and making you be like that. Right at that age, right before, when you got language, somehow you began to argue with the outside voices and began to see and make decisions and choices and alter that expression of yourself to be safe. Those were the protectors, to be safe. So if there was any tone or tune or body language that didn't align with or be excited with what your big why was, you began to quiet it. It began to have less and less memory for you. It began to diminish your possibility of what you were going to be when you grew up. Remember that? Well, what we want you to do is, Spirit is committed to, your teachers are committed to you, the teachers are committed to you, to follow your own fascinations, obsessions, and compulsions. That's right. Follow. Go visit them again. Bring them up. What do you really, really want? And in that quiet and of that meditation, where there is no one to hear you, but your higher self and the angels and the guardians, what do you really, really want? Create the revolution in your heart again. Open up that chakra. Open up that chakra. Because what we're assuming, we're going to go back to this again, self-awareness is managing all those forces, energies, the noise that comes from the base, sacral, and solar plexus channels, force centers. Those are those, who am I, where am I safe? You want to always know that's an ongoing conversation, but like breathing, as an adult, you can begin to manage those conversations, being aware, but moving yourself up now to mastery. See, we want to move now to mastery. We want to move now to mastery. For mastery, you really have to have access to your other. And the first level in other is heart. 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 Listen, think, design from heart. What resonates in your heart? So we want a revolution in your heart. We want to begin that as you begin to set up the pattern and the path and your regimen for meditation. We want you to create a revolution in your heart again. And I don't care if you're 80, I don't care if you're 10. We're going there. That's where we're going. We're going there. Okay? And we want you to go deep. Got to go deep. The first thought, don't trust. The second thought, don't trust. But then in the third thought occurs, go behind it. Like, where did that come from? Where did that come from? Then we begin to rework, retemplate, retune. We can begin to see that this one has some meat. This one has some meat. You can actually see too when you get into it, like playing with Play-Doh, you can begin to balance your energy patterns. You actually experience, again, your body is the vector. Your body is sentient. Your body is the vector. You can feel the comfort. You can feel the happiness. You can feel the relaxation, disappearance of stress. That you'll see and experience the rebalance of your energy patterns. And then you can begin to assert your drive, affirm this vision for yourself, this road or path, this big why. You can begin to assert it. You redefine who you are as a creative person. You redefine your creator initiative. You redefine your creator initiative. You are now not over here coming from reaction, and again, a reaction from fear, lack, scarcity. You're on the other side now. You've kind of crossed over here to where imagination, pure imagination, runs the day. Your creator initiative, and there's nothing wrong there. There's nothing ever wrong there. And you're beginning to open your eyes, your real eyes. Begin to open your eyes. You begin to see. So not only have you begun to now hear in the quietness, you've provided spirit, the teachers, with the stillness to approach you. They're not crossing the moat and up the bridge and over the gate and past the guards. You've actually made yourself accessible to the teachings of the teachers, their guidance. So you're opening your eyes now as well as your ears to begin to see into the future, and not coming from the past, but now see into the future as to what's possible. There's a makeover or rebirth of your self-expression, because we are now talking about self-expressed. Beginning to move away from unconscious reacting. This is so important. It is so important. If you cannot move away from that unconscious reacting, and you heard it when Saint Germain said it, and you heard it when the Tibetan talked about it, if you do not get on top of your emotions, if they're running you, you have no chance in hell of bringing yourself to peace or causing peace outside of you. You have no way in hell of doing that. Now it's time to become audacious, brave, passionate, focused. Because see, now you can begin to see the colors of that want, that where to be. It's not like those pale little, foggy little, in the mist colors. This is becoming real, as real as it's entitled to be. As real as it's entitled to be. These are primary colors now. You're going to see the red and the greens and the purple and the yellow of a future. And just in that frequency, you're going to open your eyes even further. Staying aware of high vibrational inside track, your inside track. The otherness that gives you back to yourself in such a fashion that you are never alone. You know you're never alone there now. You're never incomplete. And you're never less than the whole. There will be no lack. That's the words of Inside Seedings by Elias Lonsdale. That's integrity. integrity is being whole and complete. It's also keeping your word to yourself. As to following through on who that be is you want to be. Managing the noise that distracts you, that takes you off. Quarantine during this epidemic has clipped our wings, so to speak, for Lorna Bevan. It's clipped our wings. We actually now can actually live, and we've learned to live meaningfully in the present, because we don't have access to our routines, our habits, our patterns, those tools, those games, those social activities of the past. They were cut off. And we don't have a future because we're like, well, who knows right now? It really is literally an act of creation. So you really have been brought back to where you've probably never been, because human beings don't know how to be still, to be present. You're now in the present. You're released from striving. The difficulties and crises you faced causing you to revise every day, that stress of meeting the next thing, the next thing, the next thing. Well, that's not what needs to be nurtured now. Now what we can do is sort out those needs, sort out what now needs to be shed and let go. It doesn't fit anymore. It doesn't mean anything anymore. There's no back to go back to. So let it go. Let it go. And the more space you let those things go, you have space to create. Clean slate. White canvas, right? And at this place now, taking yourself to this place now, you have a vastness available to you. And what we're asking you to do is hold on to the big picture. Create your unique combination. That's the intention inside this workshop. And as we move forward, the intention of this message, create your unique combination of sanity tools, growth practices. That can include journaling, reading, meditating, writing. I recommend everyone, when you wake up, go right to your journal and write 3 pages or write for 10 minutes. Just allow your other, guide your hand and release what could possibly be a little jewel here to consider later. Journaling. Moving into gardening, being outside with nature, grounding yourself. Online learning. There are many, many, many teachers, meditators, light workers that are online now, that you can actually, spending some time, begin to resonate with the messages, as I hope people resonate with mine, if they come to mind. Teach your gift. You teach your particular gift. Give of yourself. And it doesn't matter whether you're a great cook. We have a person in the room who's this great oils person that can give you concussion for anything. And she's online now giving it away, which has been brilliant. Teach. Coach. Coach children. Coach the elderly. Their opportunities are endless. They're endless. What we want you to do is begin to recognize your personal evolution. And your personal evolution is unique. Your personal evolution is unique. No rule book. No rule book. Some guidance. But the guidance really is always going to come from this first place of stop the noise. Be still. Allow yourself, capital S, your other, be able to access you. That's inspiration. That's creation. That's your imagination. We want you to get there. We want you to live from your potential, not your past. We don't want you to go back and reincarnate the previous creations. Sit still and look to a future. Excuse me. again from Elias Lonsdale. What is wanted and needed is advanced handling to stay truth-centered and immune to the false light of power. Build your immunity up to the noise that had you always shrink in before. It took away your power and your self-expression. Find your flow magic. Your flow magic. That sweet spot between surrender to life as it unfolds, but full-on engagement and participation in what you see possible. Allow it to unfold, but that's not sufficient. Full-on engagement, participation. I love a lot of my friends who do the meditation, and I like to share what they got, but my next question always is, and so? And so? The power question. The power question. What if my life belongs to me? What if my life belongs to me? The practices: be patient with yourself, be kind, be free, be clear. Begin to work in and on your life structures. That's everything from the time you get up. You're not getting enough done? Get up earlier. Your work, your purpose, your relationships. The engagement in activities. Giving up those that you began to see became routine and now actually offer you nothing. Begin to give up those routines and begin to insource. This is the opportunity that the pandemic's given a lot of people who are now, growing their own vegetables, baking when they didn't bake before, but their sister needed that, so they got this. Begin to insource versus outsource. Engage with the world. We're not saying we've got to engage with the world, but on your terms. On your terms. Engage with the world. You do not have to go out and make things happen. That's not it. We don't want to return you to this striving. No ambition. Fulfillment. Not ambition. You don't have to create change. Change is the currency of these times. Change already exists in abundance. Your role is to channel the flow of change that's impacting you. Channel the flow of change. And you do that by weaving the changes you want into your life, day by day by day, as they align with this vision, this big why, this purpose that you've come to, what I really want to do when I grow up, what I really want to be when I grow up. What would be around you? What would that look like? Locate that vision for yourself. And we mean it. Fill in the details. Who's there? Who shouldn't be there? And live inside. Bring that experience of that dream. Live inside that. Have that live in your heart. It has a place there. And as that emanates, the vibration will rise. Those folks related to that, your soul tribe that couldn't find you before because of the noise, you'll begin, maybe feeling alone, but you'll begin to attract to you the resources that you need to fulfill on that. Because you're now whole and complete and consistent in how you're living your life. What we want to do is, Robin is going to now give us our closing prayer, and we're going to have the closing song by Ronnie Rice.
Thank you. And therefore, all of those for whom authentic transformation has deeply unseated their souls must, I believe, wrestle with the profound moral obligation to shout from the heart, perhaps quietly and gently, or with tears of reluctance, perhaps with fierce fire and angry wisdom, perhaps with slow and careful analysis, perhaps by unshakable public example, but the message to be spoken authentically always and absolutely carries as a demand and a duty this: you must speak out to the best of your ability and shake that spiritual tree and shine your headlights into the eyes of the complacent. And for this we are grateful. Ken Wilber, thank you.
Thank you, Robin.
This song is called Beautiful by Carole King. You've got to get up every morning with a smile on your face. Show the world all the love in your heart. Then people gonna treat you better. You're gonna find, yes you will, that you're beautiful as you feel. Waiting at the station with a workday wind blowing, I got nothing to do but watch the passers-by. Mirrored in their faces, I see frustration growing. They don't see it showing, why do I? You've got to get up every morning with a smile on your face. Show the world all the love in your heart. Then people gonna treat you better. You're gonna find, yes you will, that you're beautiful as you feel. I have often asked myself the reason for the madness in a world where tears are just a lullaby. If there's any answer, maybe love can end this sadness. Maybe not, but we can only try. You've got to get up every morning with that smile on your face. Show the world all the love in your heart. Then people gonna treat you better. You're gonna find, yes you will, that you're beautiful. You're beautiful. You're beautiful as you feel.
Thank you, Ronnie. You're beautiful. You are beautiful. We want to thank you for tuning in. We want to request again that you go to our channel, Sacred Journey of Life on YouTube, and subscribe. We're also requesting that you make donations that support the development of our website, our outreach, our Facebook promotions. And you do that by going to Sacred Journey of Life 2020@gmail.com. That goes into our PayPal account. We appreciate that. So this is the Sacred Journey of Life Spiritual Center, Healing Order, committed that you have what you need to fulfill on, awaking your unconsciousness to reach full self-empowerment and have it show up here, manifest here in this life. Really, really. So we look forward to seeing you here next Sunday. We have our chat room on Wednesday at 6 o'clock. We invite you to participate, share what you get from the messages, but also bring your questions or your inquiry. And I also, again, continue to recommend that if you want to consult, if you want to begin to open this up, if you really are stuck and there's a wall, please contact me. The phone number, private message, email, all of that information is on Facebook. So have a good day. I love you. Namaste.